Hey everyone, in today's video we are going to discuss about a very important GST concept, that is the advance payment. I'm going to share a story with you about how a business owner almost lost big on a major contract, and I'll break down the exact GST provisions about advance payments, the compliance requirements, receipt voucher rules, and recovery steps you need to know to stay fully compliant when taking advance payments. So here I begin. Rohan was on cloud nine. His IT consultancy firm Apex System had just landed its biggest contract yet, a rupees 10 lakh project to design custom enterprise software for a major logistic firm. To seal the deal and begin work, the client transferred an advance amount of 2 lakhs on October 10th. So Rohan was excited. He was excited by this cash injection. He deposited the money straight into his company's operational account. The work was set to kick off in December, and Rohan planned to issue the tax invoice only after delivering the completed software. He thought, no invoice is raised, no services is delivered yet, so no GST obligation until December. So now, here's a twist. By mid-November, during a routine internal audit, Rohan's tax consultant dropped a bombshell. Rohan was facing non-compliance, potential penalties, and interest charges. Rohan was shocked. Why? I haven't even issued the final invoice yet. How come GST? How come the penalty? So his tax consultant explained the strict reality of the law. So under Section 13, subsection 2 of the CGST Act 2017, the time of supply for services is determined by the earliest of the date of issue of the tax invoice or the date on which payment is received. So here's the advance trap. The moment Rohan accepted the 2 lakh rupees advance in October, the time of supply was triggered for that particular amount, meaning GST liability arose immediately in October and not in December. Now, one more thing which Rohan failed to do was failure to document it. Rohan had failed to issue a receipt voucher, which is required to be done under Section 31, subsection 3, clause D of the CGST Act, read with Rule 50 of the CGST rules, which says that it is mandatory upon receiving an advance to issue a receipt voucher. The next issue was incorrect tax return reporting. Because he ignored the advance, he failed to report it in Table 11A of GSTR 1 for October, thereby exposing Apex System to interest charges under Section 50 of the CGST Act for late payment of tax. Now, to make matters worse, the client suddenly informed Rohan that due to some restructuring, they were scaling back the project and wanted the advance refunded. So now Rohan was panicking. He had to refund the money on which he owed taxes to the government. So now how to resolve that? So working quickly, his tax consultant executed a three-step compliance rescue strategy. Number one was immediate reporting and receipt documentation. Rohan generated a receipt voucher for the 2 lakhs advance, assuming the amount was inclusive of 18% GST. The taxable value was computed as rupees 1,69,492 by using the backward computation formula, and the GST output tax was 30,508. He immediately paid the tax amount with nominal interest under Section 50 of the CGST Act to clear the delay. Now, handling the project cancellation. Since no service was ultimately provided and no tax invoice was issued, Rohan issued a refund voucher to the client as mandated under Section 31, subsection 3, clause E of the CGST Act, read with Rule 51 of the CGST rules. Now, third thing was reclaiming the paid tax. So now, because he issued a refund voucher for a cancelled contract, Rohan was able to adjust and reclaim the 30,508 GST already paid in his subsequent monthly GST ATV filing, ensuring Apex System did not suffer a monetary loss. So what are the takeaways from this particular case? The first takeaway is advances receipt for services attract GST immediately at the time of receipt as per Section 13 of CGST Act. One important thing I must tell you that advances receipt for the supply of goods are exempted from GST at the advance stage under notification number 66 of 2017 central tax. So advances, if you receive for goods, then the GST liability does not arise for that. Second thing is return disclosure. So you have to declare gross advances received in table 11A of GSTR 1 and adjust them in table 11B when the final invoice is subsequently raised. Number 3 is cancellation safety net. If a deal falls through after tax has been paid as on an advance, issuing a refund voucher under Section 31, subsection 3, clause E allows you to legally adjust and recover the taxes paid. So this is all about the GST treatment in case you receive an advance. In case of services, mind you, in case of goods, the GST liability does not arise when you receive the payment. So if you like the video, if you find any value in this video, please hit the like button. Any queries if you have, you can ask me in the comment box. And if you have not subscribed to my channel as yet, please do it so that I feel motivated to help you with more GST updates like this. Thank you so much for watching this. See you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.